The basic plan of Washington, D.C. was made by a Frenchman whose name was Pierre Charles L'Enfant. He was a friend of Washington, D.C., a good friend of George Washington. And he planned the whole city. He laid out the roads and everything. It took him a while to do all that. But the actual plan, the basic plan of Washington, D.C. from about 1790.
Let's follow our tour guide nga makaungungatan. So garon, I wanna take a video of this building. Then video tayo.
Kasi panagandang yung White House.
Di may sa people.
Okay, kasi disconnected na ako na rin.
Yeah, let's go to this White House.
Dami mo ng picture.
Na fully full.
Huwag kang mamawala, ha?
Na full. To follow the tour guide. They're very strict. Yeah, that's the White House. We can go close. Hindi tayo makalapit. Wanted wisdom.
Was President Adams active? John Quincy Adams, President John Quincy Adams, like Saturday. Andrew Jackson tipping his hat to the White House.
We stay here to get a better view. Yan. This is around the White House. Here. Yeah, here. So this is it, the White House. You can stay close, guys. It's too small. Oh, it's just the left wings, I think, or right wings. My parade.
Yeah, we're at Toronto. And population wise. Because Washington only has
Building malapit sa tao.
The Treasury Department. Yan. This is Pennsylvania Avenue, where the White House is. Yeah. Kaso hindi po tayo makalapit. kama guide. Naka-zoom. Ni, ako rin. Naka-zoom siya. Hamo nga i-zoom sa lumaan nga buo. Yan, mas maganda yung ganyan. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, mano nga shot din yan. Space?
I don't think so. Tingnan mo naman sa Pilipinas.
Yeah.
Ay, sa Pilipinas. Sa
Canada ang lalaki kasi mas maluwang.
may nagbibili na naman doon yata.
Oo, di manang Diyos.
Oh, ay.
Ayan.
Oh, so,
Ah, tama na yung
oh,
sakit.
let's go. We have to go. Call the guy. Let's go.
Where? Where? What's
Nasaan
inside?
yung tour guide? Nandun na?
Where's? Ah, oh guys.
Guys, hurry up!
Let's go. The New York Avenue. More tourists coming. More. Allah. Ouch.
Test. Oh, there we go. So now we're going to go and see the Capitol where Congress meets. Like you call it Parliament, right?
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Yes. And that is the whole reason why DC was created. To be a place where Congress can meet safely. Look, over here, this building that we're going by on the right, DC's oldest hotel. There's been a hotel there since 1816. Yeah. Beautiful old hotel. That building is from 1901.
Wow.
The building was replaced in 1901. Willard Hotel, like $600 a night. Government office buildings. These are government office buildings. You notice that in DC there are no skyscrapers.
Yeah.
There are no tall buildings in DC. It's the city where you can always see the sky.
The architecture.
It makes it unique. They are illegal. You cannot have tall buildings. Yes. Maybe if you look at these buildings, see they're all about the same height, and that's just about the limit. Since 1911. That law was in 1911. Before 1911 you could build taller, but not since 1911. So this is called the National Mall. We're crossing the National Mall. And if you look, see, there's where we're going. That's the Capitol. And it looks right down to the Washington Monument.
That is White House, right?
And you said this was all planned out in 1790. Look, this is one of the, to your right, one of the buildings of the Department of Agriculture. Look, about halfway, look, to your right. See the farm animals? See the reliefs of farm animals? See a turkey and a horse? Do you see? And a cow? And a sheep? Do you see that?
Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
The mice. The rat.
A turkey. Turkey. It's also one of the buildings of the Department of Agriculture.
I saw cockroach. And an ant.
That is one of the buildings of the Department of Agriculture. That's why they're farm animals. See the farm?
Yeah, that's the...
And the turkey? See the turkey? Do you have turkey on Thanksgiving? You have Thanksgiving in Canada, right? Do you eat turkey? Yes.
Not really.
So see, there's the turkey there on the outside of the building.
That's the Department of Agriculture.
Very cute. Trier and Sackler Gallery. It shows Asian art, Chinese, Japanese, art from India in that museum. Trier and Sackler Gallery. Spy Museum has stuff about spies. You know, James Bond. My name is Bond. James Bond. That is the Smithsonian Castle. That is the castle there with the turrets. That is the first Smithsonian Institution Museum in 1848. That's another Smithsonian Institution Museum, the Museum of Design and Industry. It is closed for renovations. That one is closed for renovations. The circular building is the Smithsonian Hirshhorn Museum and Sculpture Garden. It shows modern and contemporary art. This next building coming up on the left, that's the National Air and Space Museum, another Smithsonian museum. Yes, that's where you can see they've got the Wright brothers' first plane, and they've got the lunar module, which landed men on the moon. This National Air and Space Museum. It's got the Wright brothers' plane, it's got the Spirit of St. Louis, and everything. So, yes, over on the right, they're making a big new memorial to General and President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
This building.
Yeah. Yes, they're building it, a brand new memorial. Yes, it's a big new memorial to General and President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Over there on the left, that is the Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian. The American Indian Museum. See the sculptures like teepees? See that? It's all curvy. The building is all curvy because some Native Americans believe that evil spirits are in corners. So there are no corners on the outside of the American Indian Museum. Oh, really? And the spirits in the corners. So there are no spirits in the corners in that building except in the restrooms. Because they don't care whether there are evil spirits in the restrooms. Evil spirits are allowed in the restrooms, darling.
Corners na. Look at those street food they have.
Botanical Garden, yes. It is also free, yes. Well, you have to check with the front bus. I'm just doing what the front bus tells me. The buses are in the front. First bus. We're just... That is the capital. That's where. Well, we're going to look at it. You can't. I don't think we're going to go. You can't go inside. Today is Sunday, and I don't think we have time. But we're going to look at the outside of it. We're getting out here. I don't know.
Here. You can take a photo from here.
But I don't see them getting out. They are getting out. All right. Well, we're getting out.
Why don't we go on the other side and then
Traffic.
CCR sila. Bus one. Saan pa ang CR? Ito yun, ito. Nauna pa sila. Oo, nauna na.
That's the capital. Other tour guide. Ang layo na. Naman. Taking photo here. Botanical garden. Ang washroom dito. Saan yung CR? Tired mo nun. What's wrong? Barangay tree. Moringa. This one's the tree. The marunggay. We have the marunggay here. This is the moringa. Look. Yeah. Moringa. Marunggay. Yeah, malunggay tree. Yeah. And that's the papaya. And the kulang is the manok. For tinola. Yeah. Oh, we have this, look like a saging. Banana tree. Oh, ganda dyan. May parade.
It's a big performing arts complex. Please notice that's the flag of Washington, D.C. The flag of Washington, D.C. was based on George Washington's family of across the U.S. Look, this is a brand new museum right in front of us. The Museum of the Bible. The Museum of the Bible, yes. That's a private museum. You do have to pay to go on that one. That's interactive with our actual stuff. Paying for the Bible. And you go on a ride. Or in Disneyland. In time, yes. But that you don't want to do. Because it's a private museum. Yes. That's very nice. Yes. One of the ones where it's nice is on the witch.
Yeah, the papaya tree.
There's the private.
The moringa.
Right. Is it easy?
And also the moringa tree.
There's
Lacking
no
is
vinegar.
yeah, the
You can't
lacking
eat
one
pie
is the
without
chicken
vinegar.
for
That's a
tinola.
plain Canadian custom. Filipino. Oh, Filipino. Put vinegar on papaya?
No, papaya and the moringa and the chicken
Oh,
for
okay.
tinola.
Vinegar and papaya.
Kasi may papaya dun eh. Tapos meron ding
This is the other
malunggay.
side of the new memorial to Eisenhower, yes.
Kulang na lang
General
manok.
President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Oh, ano rin.
Wow,
Construction.
look at all that work they're doing. It takes years to build this thing. Yes, true. Celebration here, a ceremony in front of the Capitol. That's why a lot of, yeah. Tomorrow is Labor Day in the United States. In Canada also? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's
So
Tony's
it's a holiday,
birthday.
and there's going to be a big ceremony in front of the
Tony's
Capitol. That's why a lot of the
birthday.
Capitol was blocked off like that in front of Capitol. where Congress meets, right? How many times have I said that? But you now know that the capital is, right, Parliament.
Parliament.
Yes?
Yes.
Where Congress meets. That is another government office building. It's just federal building. That just means it's just offices for the federal government. These are much more interesting on the other side. But I already told you about that.
Skyscrapers.
The Hirshhorn Museum and Sculpture Boat. This is one of the first Smithsonian institutions. That's a museum of design and industry. However, that one is closed for renovation. Look on the right, you'll see a very pretty garden in front of the Smithsonian Castle. The Smithsonian Castle is the original building of the Smithsonian Institution. So look between these two buildings. That's the National African Art Museum. Not African American. We saw the new African American Museum, but this is not African American. It's just plain African.
National Museum. Yeah.
The Spy Museum is to the left. That's it.
This
It's
one
Jet Bond.
is the-
James Bond. My name is Bond. Okay. So don't I sound like it? Castle, yes, that is a castle. That's the first building. And look at those pretty flowers. Isn't that pretty?
Wow.
You can go in there, yes. And that is a museum about the Smithsonian itself. And it is also a visitor center for all the Smithsonian Institution museums. It's where the founder, James Smithson, his ashes are stored in an urn there. So this connects two buildings of the Department of Agriculture. See, the people who work in these buildings, if it's cold or raining, they can just walk through that overpass there, so they don't have to go outside, because these are both buildings of the Department of Agriculture. Is the Forestry Department, the United States Forestry Commission.
Department of Agriculture.
French fries! Yay! Yes? See this building over here on the left with all the columns? That's the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. That's where they make paper money. They make paper money in there. Yeah. Yeah, and you can do a tour of it's not open on Sunday. Not open on Sunday. It's Monday to Friday, 10 to 5. You can do a tour and show you how they make money. But, yes, it's free. But I was disappointed when I did that tour because they don't give out pretty samples at the end. That's not right. This is the water here is the tidal basin is a little man-made lake, and these are the famous cherry trees. You heard of the little man-made lake. You heard of the famous cherry trees in these trees? Yes, these are all cherry trees. Cherries and cherry blossoms in early spring all around the tidal basin. Look how pretty it looks. See how pretty that is? And so look at all green, all covered in white blossoms. So that is the memorial to Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. That's my son's family. There is a statue of push up into the sky. there's a memorial to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who was president during the Great Depression and during the Second World War. So there's, on the other side of the river again, you can get a good look there at the Air Force Memorial. Yeah. Yes, yes. It's on that, so it's in Virginia. On the other side of the river, it's Virginia. Franklin Delano Roosevelt had polio, got polio when he was in his 30s, and he never walked unassisted again. So this memorial shows him in a wheelchair right at the entrance. When he was president, they tried to hide that as much as they could. He was always photographed sitting behind a desk or with a cloak spread over him, so you couldn't see that he had to use a wheelchair. They considered that to be sort of a sign of weakness back then, and a strong leader wouldn't have to use a wheelchair, so they tried to hide that as much as possible. But he was the only president ever to be elected to 4 terms of office. He did not serve the whole 4th term. He died. There, back there. See him in a wheelchair? That. So the next one along is the memorial to the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He was a Baptist preacher who wrote the marvelous African-American opera singer. She was supposed to give a concert in an auditorium, the Daughters of the American Revolution, Continental Hall. It was right across from the White House. But they canceled it at the last minute and said, no, she can't sing it here, she's black. Eleanor Roosevelt was First Lady at that time. And Eleanor Roosevelt pulled strings so that Marian Anderson could give the concert on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, where we were earlier. It was on Easter Sunday, 1939. It became a free concert. 70,000 people attended. So we're going to the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. It's a big performing arts complex, which has an opera house, a symphony hall, a lot of smaller performance spaces as well, and not just playgrounds, but Broadway musicals, pop concerts, all kinds of events. Every performance in the Kennedy Center is dedicated to President Kennedy's memory. That's his memorial, President Kennedy's memorial. It's like a most presidents are buried in their home state. You see, they can have tall buildings on the other side of the river over there, those tall buildings over there, because that is in Virginia. That's on the other side of the river is Virginia. So they can have tall buildings over there that are not allowed on this side of the river, that's DC. So this is where we're going, the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts. Up there you can see the observation deck. I'm sure that we're going to go up there and have a look at the observation deck for great, great views. All these buildings here, all these this is the Watergate. The Watergate is a hotel, big hotel, and in the early 1970s, a big Watergate scandal. You heard of that? The Watergate scandal, because during the presidential campaign to re-elect President Nixon, the offices of the Democratic National Committee were broken into in the Watergate building, and documents were stolen from there. The Nixon White House denied they had anything to do with that, and that turned out not to be true. And that was the only time a president ever resigned so far in American history, was when Richard Nixon resigned because of the Watergate scandal. And that is the Watergate to the right there. See? The Watergate Hotel. Yes. So there's many performances here every day, and they have a free performance here every day in the lobby at 6 p.m. every single day, even on Christmas Day. 365 days a year there is a free performance in the lobby at 6 p.m. It's usually music, but it's not always. It could be a little play or dance or something, but there's a free performance in the Kennedy Center every single day at 6 p.m. Every day. At even Christmas at 6 p.m. So you don't have in the Kennedy Center.
Performing Arts. John Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts. We're inside the Performing Arts Museum. There's a different flag. We're gonna look for our flag. Maybe Philippines flag is also here. Oh, very relaxing. Yeah. Dito kami sa Kennedy Performing Arts. Dito kami sa rooftop. Yan. Diyan sa kabila is West Virginia. Ito ang boundary lang is yung tulay at saka ang river. Ano dyan? Bangir.
Part of East Virginia?
No. West Virginia.
Wait, excuse me. Very relaxing. Yeah. Dito kami sa Kennedy Performing Arts. Dito kami sa rooftop. Yan. Yan sa kabila is West Virginia. Ito ang boundary lang is Lincolay at saka ang river.
Part of East Virginia?
No. West Virginia.
Again, guys, I want to remind you the washroom use, okay? Please, if you don't want us to suffer for the whole trip, don't do number 2. Right now, our washroom is okay. Alright, no more smell, but please,
Can we do
iwasan po
number
mag-number 2, okay? If you can hold it for the PP, then we will stop and we will go all together to go pee. Please, okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Pero kung mababang matres, walang matres, hindi na kukontrol.
Bawal kayo masikog.